Call hello Allah Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, which means all praises to Yahweh, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people ignorantly call God, by Hashem in the name of Yahushua, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who you people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Those are the true names of the Heavenly Father and the Son. Plus, I'm going to give a shout out to the Akim that's pushing and spreading this word throughout the four corners of the earth, who this word is going out to. Shalom to you, lifting the names Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Also to the Israelite foreigners whose bloodline traces back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all forefathers, though you may look like the heathen nations, being in these nations on this chart right here, from 2 on down. Also, if your lineage, your seed line, goes back to one of the tribes I'm about to pull up on this chart here, if your seed line, your lineage goes back to one of these tribes through the man, and if your spirit bear witness with this word and its truth, and you can receive it, to the Israelite foreigners out there, this does apply to you. Okay, you are Israelites, though you do look like the heathen nations. If this does apply to the few Akwaf that do listen and learn, Shalom, to the elect of the nation of Israel, wherever you may be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, where this word is going out to as well. Shalom to you as well. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you combine consistent make up the 12 tribes of Israel. You are the Hebrew Israelites, the chosen people of the Most High Yahweh and His only begotten Son, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shah. And I showed you a clip on the channel, Silver Report, Uncut channel, and you saw that basically he was driving through the abandoned, ghettos, okay, of Detroit, okay. And who mainly dominates the city of Detroit? You so-called Negroes, okay, who are the Judites, okay? The head tribe of all the 12 tribes. And you got a little bit of Northern King. You probably got some Asherites and some Zebulonites that dwell there, and a lot of Issacharites. But point being is Jake dominates these cities, right? This is Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee, right? And this what will happen if we broke the law, statutes, and commandments. And there's a whole list of curses, but I'm going to go to these two. It says, curse, the 16th verse, curse shall thou be in the city, and curse shall thou be in the field, okay? And when we came over here, it's mainly you Judites, okay, including some of you Gadites, you so-called Native Americans, which you were already over here, right? What would we curse in the field? We was picking Esau's cotton, okay, was building his houses, okay, taking care of his livestock. We was doing all that. And curse shall I be in the city, right? You look at all these cities around this country and even around the world, wherever our people dwell at, what do you see them in? Impoverished, okay, communities, impoverished, high crime areas, okay, joblessness communities, like you saw in that video, abandoned, okay. That's a curse that will fall upon us because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments. It's not because we can't amount to nothing, because if that wasn't the case, when you look back, when we had Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, okay, what happened? Esau got jealous. Esau Edom is a so-called white man, by the way. He had got jealous, right? And he bombed, okay, what you would deem as so-called Black Wall Street, okay? Showing you that what our people were capable of, okay? But the curses, was on us, right? And as our people was in this predicament, let me see if I could find it. This is the 43rd verse, same chapter. There's another curse. The stranger that is within thee. And who is the stranger? Esau, Edom, including the other heathen nations. Okay? That is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. And he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. And that's what you see in this society. You see that Esau, okay, Esau is real high. This is his world. Okay, this is his kingdom. Okay, then you look at you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Everywhere you go, you're on the bottom. Okay, houses are destroyed. Okay, people, they we got homeless Jake. Okay, People bugged out. Okay, we are the head and the tail. We don't have our own businesses. Who we have to go to? We have to go to Esau and Moab. Okay, Moab, the so-called Chinese Ammon. Okay, you gotta go to these Hamites, the so-called Africans, man. You gotta go to all of them in order to buy food, in order to buy clothing, in order to buy whatever you need daily. Okay, that's a curse. Okay, all these nations have their own, okay, their own businesses, their own structure. But when it comes to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, it's nothing, man. You don't have nothing. You gotta rely on these heathens, because that's the curses that fell upon our people, because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, but the Lord, you know, the Lord, as he said in real quick in the KJV, I believe it's Baruch, the 34th chapter. I mean, the Baruch, the 4th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Right? I started Baruch 4 and 5. It says, Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved Yahweh to wrath, you would deliver unto the enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. Right? For when she saw the wrath of Yahweh come upon you, she said, Hearken, O ye that dwell about Sion. Yahweh had brought upon me great mourning. Okay? For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. Okay? And the point being was, right? Let me continue on. With joy did I nourish them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning. Let no man rejoice over me. A widow and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children are left, and for the sins of my children am left desolate, because they departed from the law of Yahweh. They knew not his statutes, nor walked in his ways of his commandments, nor tried in the paths of his discipline and his righteousness. Okay? So, let them dwell about Sion coming. Remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting had brought upon them. For he had brought a nation upon them from far, and that nation was Esau, Edom. Okay? The so-called Caucasians. A shameless nation and of a strange language, who neither reverence old man nor pity child. Okay? These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow, and left her that was alone desolate without daughters. But what can I help you? But he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hands of your enemies. Okay? So the Most High put these curses on our people. So the only way that these curses are going to be taken off our people is when Yahweh Shah returns. And that's what's getting ready to happen. Okay? Because our enemies, like the scriptures say, Esau, okay, his houses, like it says in Job 21, right? Real quick. This Job 21, I start 7. It says, Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, are mighty in power. And that's these Edomites. Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them. Right? Their bull genereth, and faileth not. Their cow calveth, and casteth not her calf. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They take the timbrel and harp, and rejoice, right, at the sound of the organ. They spend their days in wealth. And how did they get that wealth? They got the wealth off the backs of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You being on the bottom, okay, means them being on top, okay? And in a moment, go down to the grave, and that's what we're living in. Them losing all what they have, okay? The Lord, okay, put us in this predicament because we broke his law, statutes, and commandments, but he's going to take us out of it, right? This is Samuel's 2. And I started 1. Actually, yeah, I started 1. This is Samuel, the 2nd chapter, the 1st verse. And Hannah prayed and said, my heart rejoiceth in the Lord. My heart is exalted in the Lord. My mouth is enlarged over my enemies, because I rejoice in thy salvation. There is none holy as the Lord, for there is none beside thee, neither is there any rock like our power. Talk no more exceedingly proudly. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth, for the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. Okay? We broke his law, statutes, and commandments, right? So what did he do? He put us in captivity, man. Okay? So that's proof, man. The bows of the mighty men are broken, and they that stumble are girded with strength. They that were full have hired out themselves for bread, and they that were hungry ceased, so that the barren had borne 7. And she that had many children waxed feeble. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave, just like he brought us down in a low estate, and bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raiseth up the poor of the dust, out of the dust, and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill, right? To set them among princes, and to make them inherit the throne of glory, for the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he hath set the world upon them. Okay? So that's what's that's what he's about to do. He's about to lift the poor, which is you Israelites, out of the dunghill, which is these ghettos. Okay, just being on the bottom, being a reproach. Okay, and what's he gonna do? He's gonna put us in our royal, estate, man. New bodies. He's gonna give us our own kingdom. We're gonna put these heathens in subjection. Okay, that's what's coming for our people. But it's gonna start with the elect, right? He will keep the feet of his saints and the wicked. And who are the saints? The saints are, they're real quick to prove it. Just to, back it up real quick. I believe it's Psalms 1, Psalms 148 and 13. It says, let them praise the name of the Lord, Yahweh, for his name is alone and excellent. His glory is above earth and heaven. He also exalted the horn of his people and praised all of his saints, even of the children of Israel. A people near unto him, praise ye the Lord, proving that's we the saints that's talking about. So going back, it says, he will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked, which the wicked is Esau, okay, shall be silent in darkness, for by strength shall no man prevail. The adversaries of the Lord shall be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them. The Lord shall judge the ends of the earth, and he shall give strength unto his kings. And who is his kings? Okay? You Israelites. Okay? You Israelite men. Okay? And exalt the horn of his anointed. Okay? That's what the Lord's getting ready to do. Okay? The Lord's getting ready to exalt. Let me get this. Oh man, come on. He's tripping. Hold on, let me get on the blue letter because this joint is just tripping. This is Matthew 19 and 30, right? Hold on. I actually get Matthew 20 and 16. It says, I'll start at Matthew 20:15. It says, "Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with my own? Is thine eye evil because I am good? So the last shall be first." And who is the last? You Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. And this society, according to this society, you're last, man. You're at the bottom, man. Okay, you're a big zero, right? But guess what? The last is going to be first, because that's how the Lord works, okay? He works that way, right? And the first, last. And who was the first in society? These Edomites, the heathen nations, but mainly these Edomites, because this is their rulership, okay? And it's starting with the 13 elite banking families, okay? They're the first, man, in this society. This is their world. So they're going to be the last, man. And they're actually going to be, okay, the first fruits of captivity under you Israelites, man. Under the Israelites, man. Okay? When all the rest of their descendants pass away from Jacob's trouble and the missiles, they're going to come back to those elites, man. Okay? And they're going to be our servants, man. Esau, okay? Moab, Ammon, okay? The Hamites, the so-called Arabs, okay? Ishmael, all of them. They're going to be last, man. For many be called, but few chosen. And that's what we're hoping to be. Called, and we're hoping to be chosen, which is the elect. Okay? That's why I'm going to end it with this. Real quick. This is First Peter's. I ended with this, right? But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Yahweh's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad. Oh, be glad also with his exceeding joy. Is that it? That's not it. Slakia. Yeah, it's Romans 8 and 18. I started Romans 8 and 16. It says, the Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And if children, then heirs of the Most High Yahweh, and joint heirs with Yahweh, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. That's what we're waiting for, man. Okay? This world that we living in is temporal. Okay? It's not our rest, and it's temporal. Okay? And it's not gonna be this kingdom that our people try so hard to live at the top of, okay? It's not gonna be worthy to the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay? The kingdom of heaven is gonna be a whole new level. That's really why Esau, okay, hates you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay? Because he knows that his kingdom is based, okay? And the kingdom that we got, okay, is gonna be on a whole different vibration. We're gonna have the fullness of how the earth is ran, how the earth yield this fruit, because the curse devours the earth right now, and that curse is Esau, right? This is I'll start at Psalms 84 and 8, then I'm gonna just end it. It says, O Lord, power of hosts, hear my prayer, give ear, O Yahweh of Jacob, which is Israel. Behold, our God, our shield, and look upon the face of thine anointed. For a day in thy courts is better than 1,000. I had rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my power than to dwell in the tents of wickedness. Okay? So that says it all right there. This who said this? Right? This is the sons of Korah, right? He said he would rather be a doorkeeper, a servant in the kingdom of heaven, okay, than to dwell in this place right here, man. America, Babylon the Great, man. That just shows you how much of a level, okay, our kingdom is going to be compared to this wicked world right here, where everything's polluted, where nothing's guaranteed if you're an Israelite, okay? And it's all ran by the wicked, man. Esau, Edom, man. So our kingdom is going to be better than this, man. That's why we count this stuff. I was trying to get that scripture where it says we count, okay, this place, all this stuff in here as dung, man. Because that's all this shit is, okay? It's dung compared to what we're about to receive, man. Okay? So, that's my lesson. I got to get back in here. Call hello, la Yahweh, Ba'ashim Shah. Shalom to the elect.